you got a case of controlitis? It comes in 3 forms. The first one is not being able to control yourself. The second one is trying to control other people. And the third one is letting other people control you. If you realize that one of those does describe you, then that's the form of controlitis that you've got. And an important question to ask yourself is, how is that affecting you? And how is that affecting your relationships with other people? I'd like to give you an informal self-assessment on the topic of assertiveness. You know, few people are assertive 100% of the time. But this is a chance for you to get an idea of how assertive you are. Controlitis is part of the question of assertiveness. Are you ready? There are 5 scenarios that I'm going to read to you, and I'm going to ask you what you would think about in each situation and what you would do. So what you need is a pencil, a pen, and a piece of paper, and you're just going to write the numbers of the ones that you think fit you. So let's see and get started. Scenario 1. You buy some items at a drugstore and decide to pay with a $20 bill. When the cashier very rapidly gives you your change, you think it's $2 short. Of these choices, 1, 2, or 3, what would be your first thought in that situation? 1. This cashier is purposely cheating me. Now, if that's your first thought, write a 1 on the piece of paper. The second choice is, let it go, I'm probably wrong. So write a 2, that's 2, on your paper for that one. And the third one is, write a 3 if this would be your first thought. I'll tell the cashier what I think just happened. Now, what would you do? Write a 1 if you would accuse the cashier of trying to cheat you. Put down a 2 if you would just not do anything at all. And put a 3 on your paper if you would tell the cashier that you would like to go over the transaction because you think something was not quite correct. Okay, let's keep going. Scenario 2. You're at a restaurant with your parents, your partner, and some close friends. Your father objects to what you order, saying that it's too fatty and rich. Your first thought, this is 1, Dad is such a jerk, always telling me talking to me like I'm a glutton. 2, I better change my order so he'll feel better. Number 3 is, I have the right to order what I want. Now, what would you do? 1, tell him he's a jerk and to mind his own business. Say, this is number 2, say, okay, Dad, and order a salad. And number 3, tell him you have the right to order what you want. Scenario 3. The driver in the car behind you doesn't stop in time to keep from denting the rear bumper of your car. First thought, is it that idiot? I'll make him pay big time for this. Number 2, oh dear, I shouldn't have stopped so suddenly. The third choice is, oh man, I didn't need this, but I know what to do. Now, what would you do? 1, get out of your car and give the driver a piece of your mind. 2, drive away. Or 3, move the car to a safe place along with the other driver and work out the legal and insurance details. This is the 4th scenario. You confide a personal secret to your sister. When you find out that she has told it to other people, what is your first thought? 1, that flake? I knew all along I couldn't trust her. Number 2, I'm such a fool. I always do the wrong thing. And number 3, how uncool. No more confidential information for her. And what would you do? 1, lash out at your sister, calling her names. Tell her, I can't believe you betrayed me like that. I'll never trust you again. 2, swallow your hurt feelings. And 3, tell her how you feel about what she did. Last scenario, number 5. Your boss angrily accuses you of making a mistake you didn't make in front of your coworkers. Your first thought is, I'll get him for this. 2, just let it pass, let it pass, let it pass. 3, stay cool, talk with him about it later. And what would you do? 1, plan your revenge and take it in a way you won't be found out. 2, let it pass. And 3, after a settling down time, approach your boss with your side of the story. That's it. Now, count all of your 1s, all of your 2s, and all of your 3s. Get the totals for each list. The 1s are aggressive thoughts and actions. Remember the forms of controlitis? They were losing control of yourself and trying to control others and sometimes succeeding. They also fit into this category. So if one or both of them fit for you, then add a 1 for each one that fits to your list of 1s. Okay, now the 2s are submissive thoughts and actions. The 3rd form of controlitis, allowing someone to control you, is a submissive behavior. So add a 2 to your list of 2s if that describes you. The 3s are assertive thoughts and actions. People who are assertive most of the time usually don't show signs of controlitis. I have no scale to give you for these, no way to chart up if you have this many it means this or whatever. You can look at your list and draw your own conclusions for yourself. It'll stand out. All of the ideas and suggestions in my book, Anger Without Guilt, and on these videos are in line with the assertive way of thinking. It's with the right mind, and with behaving in ways where you are respectful of other people and yourself. You know their rights and your rights, and you stand up for yourself when it's necessary. I'd like to keep meeting with you But first, let me mention that there's more in-depth information about controlitis in Chapter 8, and there's also an entire chapter, number 9, on assertiveness in Anger Without Guilt. So I hope to see you again soon. I'd really love for you to see my website. If you haven't seen it yet, it's angerwithoutguilt.com. Take care.